Welcome to the information session for the Master of Science in Accounting at California State University, Dominguez Hills. My name is Betty Vu, and I'm the Assistant Dean of the Graduate and Professional Programs here in the College of Business and Public Policy at CSUDH, and I'll be your host for this presentation. Welcome. Feel free to download the Master of Science in Accounting Information Kit for details about the program and additional resources covered in the webinar. The address is bit.ly/CSUDH MS ACC-InfoKit. With that being said, let's take a quick look at our session's agenda today. We'll begin by meeting a faculty member of the MS Accounting program at CSUDH. She will discuss the current professional outlook and introduce you to the program, admission requirements, courses within the major, and how to apply. Then we will address your questions in our Q&A session. We'll also have a survey at the end of this webinar, and we'd love to get your feedback so we can make our future events even better. And if you're on social media, please use the hashtag CSUDHCBAPP or tag us at CSUDHCBAPP. So let's begin with an introduction to our presenters today. Today, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Betty Vu, and also I'm here to introduce Dr. Meghna Singhvi, Associate Professor of Accounting.
Thank you, Betty. I really appreciate that. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Meghna Singhvi. I'm an Associate Professor currently teaching in the Masters of Accountancy program. I have been at Dominguez Hills since 2019. The way I got involved in the academia industry is very interesting. I was a Masters in Accountancy student myself a few years ago, and my professor, Dr. Peter Theory, who was talking about academia, life in academia, and mentioned how about getting a PhD in accounting. Little did I know that that one class and that one seminar would change my life. I approached my professor. It was a very small classroom setting, and Dr. Theory suggested you should go and look into a PhD in accounting, and that's what I did. So I achieved my goal. I achieved my PhD from Florida International University in 2011. Moved to Los Angeles, taught at another university prior to this, and have been serving at CSUDH since 2019. Very excited for everyone who's here. And with that, I would like to talk about some of the exciting career opportunities that we have in accounting. A Master of Science in Accounting is a graduate degree that can enhance job opportunities for management promotion or senior staff level opportunities in the following professional careers. We have general accounting, management accounting, auditing, taxation, cybersecurity, private, governmental, and forensic accounting. Some students start off their careers in public accounting, which can serve as a great launchpad for a career in accounting. Here are the big four accounting firms. There are four big firms, like I mentioned. You have Deloitte, KPMG, EY, and PwC. They visit our campus regularly and tend to recruit our students. Deloitte is the largest by revenue, which is at about $46.2 billion. This is followed by PwC at about $42.5 billion. Then EY at $36.4 billion. And finally, we have KPMG at about $29.8 billion. As you can see, these firms have a global presence and they have unmatched resources to help entry-level accountants get acquainted with the industry and help them succeed as CPAs. I would also like to take some time to talk about the CPA licensure and certifications. There are several licenses that can help you become a leader in your organization. The CPA is the most well-known all across the world, which stands for Certified Public Accountant. But there are also other certifications such as the CIA, which is Certified Internal Auditor. You have the CFE, which is the Certified Fraud Examiner. The CMA, which is a Certified Management Accountant. And the CISA, which is a Certified Information Systems Auditor. The CPA is governed by the State Board of Accountancy of California. The CMA is governed by the Institute of Management Accountants. The CIA is governed by the Institute of Internal Auditors. The CFE is governed by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. The CISA is governed by the Information Systems Audit and Control Association. The CPA license is the premier and the oldest certification among all the others that I have identified. And the significance of earning a certification in various industries can truly help the students enhance their future employment opportunities, especially as they tend to climb up the management ladder. Now that we have some information about the CPA licensure, let's discuss labor statistics. The projected growth looks extremely promising for accountants. The state of California itself projects a job growth of 12.9% in the decade from 2020 to 2030. Even with the advancement of technology, the demand for critical thinkers and strategic accountants and auditors remains extremely high. On average, US accountants and auditors were offered starting level salaries at entry-level positions of around $61,000 a year in the year 2022. This translates to a significant demand and growth for our profession, as per Revelio Labs, a provider of workplace data. Here is some more information on salaries when it comes to different positions. Keeping the demand in mind for accountants, for example, a junior accountant, a junior tax accountant who is in corporate accounting could be earning a salary of about $83,000 a year. A senior tax accountant could be earning a salary of about $102,000. And as I mentioned before, even though the technology is changing the job market, there is a steady demand for CPAs and accountants and auditors as businesses continue to expand globally and they face all types of risks throughout the world. Now that I've shared some details regarding the salary, let's take a deep dive into how our program can help you get to such a milestone with our Assistant Dean, Betty Wu.
Thank you, Meghna. So in terms of the program overview, this degree is designed to advance your accounting knowledge from your undergraduate education. It is also designed for working adults. And so it is intentional in terms of the delivery. And so we have made the class schedule a part-time program and in the evenings to allow you to work during the day and go to class during the evenings. And it's also designed to complete in about 20 months. And so for this particular program, who is this degree designed for? And as I mentioned earlier, it is really designed for the working adult. We here believe that students are looking, or students such as yourself is looking for a way to achieve their master's degree attainment goals and are interested in getting a CPA licensure. This is a working professional graduate degree. And so we have intentionally designed the curriculum to also meet the California Board of Accountancy CPA exam. And in addition to that, you can also apply for the certified fraud examination and the certified internal auditing certifications. In addition to all of that, there are those who would also like to have higher credentials in their professional resume. And so this Master's of Accounting degree will also give you that credibility and designation within your professional field. So let's look into the admissions requirements. And so in terms of the admissions requirements, our degree does require that you have an undergraduate degree in accounting. Because of the advanced nature of our Masters of Accounting program, we fundamentally need all students to have a base accounting knowledge. For those of you who may not have had an accounting undergraduate degree, it is not, the door is not completely closed to you. We do have an alternate path for those who do not have an undergraduate accounting degree to pursue either the accounting certificate that we offer here at the university or equivalent undergraduate courses that is posted on our department website page, specific courses. And you don't necessarily have to take them here at CSUDH, but you do have to take it somewhere, and it has to be an equivalent to our courses here. And so if you have questions of that nature, please feel free to contact the department for further assistance in your specific case. In addition to the undergraduate degree, we do have a minimum GPA requirement, and the GPA requirement is 2.5. If your GPA is below a 2.5, we will still accept applicants with a lesser GPA. However, you must submit letters of references, either academic or professional, in addition to the other application materials. In addition to that, you must be in good academic standing at the last institution you have attended. If the last institution you attended was your undergraduate degree, that's fine, because usually if you've already graduated from the program, you were in good standing. But if you had gone on to another institution like a community college or another master's program, and you didn't leave in good academic standing, there may be some issues there. If you have that particular concern, please feel free to contact the department so we can have that individual discussion with you. And of course, as part of the application process, we do want to know a little bit more about you. And so you will need to submit a statement of purpose, letting us know who you are, what your career path is, what you're interested in, and how you intend to use this degree towards your own professional development. We also want to make mention that there is no standardized exam required like the GMAT or GRE. It is intentional that you don't see that list as a requirements for the program. So let's talk about the international, for those who are educated outside the US. And in addition to the application requirements previously mentioned, those students who are from outside the US in terms of education must demonstrate an English language proficiency, and that is a mandatory requirement by all students from the university. And so there are specific exams that you have to take, either a TOEFL or TOEFL equivalent, and minimum scores that needs to be achieved. And all of that type of information is available on our website in terms of how to meet the English proficiency. And you're also welcome to contact the department to talk about a little bit more about that. Now that we've completed our overview of the program requirements, I'm going to turn it back to Meghna to talk more about the MS Accounting degree.
Thank you, Betty. Therefore, here is the curriculum as presented in the slide. These are the courses designed to amplify your knowledge of accounting if you've already completed your bachelor's degree, because we cover advanced topics such as forensic accounting, advanced cost management, and cybersecurity. We have 10 courses, which are 3 units each, which makes our program a 30-unit program. According to the program's roadmap, we open up 2 courses per term. It is designed as a part-time program for working adults, and therefore, by taking 2 courses per term, it will take 5 consecutive terms to complete the 30 units. Speaking about the roadmap, let's have Betty provide us with an overview of how the course is delivered.
So in terms of scheduling for the Masters of Accounting program here, we are on a campus hybrid schedule. So what that means is that the classes, although part-time and in the evening, are only every other week. And so each course will be on campus the same week, and then will be off campus the same week. So you will be, it's more of a 50% a cutoff in terms of in-person coming onto campus and then being online. When you are here on campus, class time will be about 3 hours per night for each course. And all courses are scheduled year-round, meaning that if you are expected to attend classes in the fall, spring, and summer terms. And then I also want to mention that the times are between basically 7 to 10 p.m. on those on the nights that you are coming onto campus, and they're usually Mondays and Wednesdays. In terms of courses, all courses must be completed with a minimum grade of C or higher to earn the degree. And so let's talk a little bit more about the graduation requirements. And so in terms of, as mentioned previously by Meghna, we have a 30 semester units degree requirement. And all graduate courses are 3 units. And each course, as I mentioned a little bit ago, it must earn a grade of C or better, but you do have to have a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. And so that might seem a little bit conflicting because I just said you can earn a grade of C, and that's like a 2.0 equivalent. So in terms of the degree requirements, you can earn a grade of C, but you cannot earn a grade of C consistently throughout the program. So you do need to have grades that will offset grades of C. So if you have another course with a grade of A, that'll offset and have your cumulative average be at a 3.0 or higher. So it is something that we want to be careful of because there's only 10 courses. It is very easily able to take 1 C, but if you have consecutive semesters of that, we need to kind of have a conversation about your progress and what is going on in terms of why you're achieving grades of C consistently. In addition, if for those of you who are coming from another Masters of Accounting program, we do also accept transfer credit of a maximum of 9 units. So let's talk about tuition. In terms of tuition, we are an extension program. So the tuition is by the unit, not by a flat rate, if you're familiar with CSU general tuition. So in this particular, for this particular program, the cost is by unit, which is $725 per unit, which is about $2,200 for each course. And then we estimate about more or less $1,000 for books. So the total cost for the program is about $23,000. Just note also that we don't have any other reoccurring fees every semester that you may be used to if you're a former CSU or UC student. So the tuition rate as listed is all-inclusive. And then in terms of those who are interested in getting the certificate for to meet the requirements, we can kind of talk about that on a case-by-case basis. So in terms of financial aid, the options for all graduate students is we have a number of federal student loans, there's scholarships, and then there's private student loans. All of these are available to you as soon as you submit the FAFSA form to qualify for these federal programs, except for the private student loans. That's usually based on your personal credit. But the federal student loans, and in terms of scholarships, the scholarships also depends on who is the funder or the source of the scholarship. It'll be reliant on how they administer the scholarships. But that is primarily the main types of financial aid available to graduate students. So let's look at resources for you as a student. As a student here at CSUDH, most of the time graduate students are really interested in professional career opportunities. So the Career Center is a great way to kind of connect with professional recruiters, and they can assist you in terms of resume building, resume writing, or career counseling. And they also do, we also have job listings, and many companies do recruit from us in terms of in search of accounting students, both at the graduate and undergraduate level. And so you'll we also have a student accounting society. And so we always encourage all of our students to go ahead and participate in the Student Accounting Society. They host every spring events with prospective employers and allow students to network with these employers to have job opportunities. And it's also a great way as a graduate student if you want to mentor an undergraduate student and also expand your network, because you never know, within 5 or 10 years, where everyone will be. And so this is a great way to kind of start your professional networking as well as expand your professional networking. So let's talk about the application deadlines for the MS Accounting program. And so in terms of the application deadlines, we open admissions for every fall and every spring term. And so the filing, the application period is usually from October of the prior year to June of the current year. So for example, for fall of 24, we had opened the application cycle back in October of 23, and it will run till June of 24. For spring semesters, we open the application window opens the year before, from August to November. So for example, for spring of 25, we will open our application period in August of this year, and then close in November of this year, because our program will start in January. So we have to admit everyone before January rolls around. So let's take a look at the application portal. So the application portal for the CSU system, we call CalState Apply. And you can go to our application portal, https://calstate.edu/apply. And you'll see this dashboard that you see on your screen right now. And it's a pretty straightforward process in terms of filling out the information and you can submit your personal statement, your resume, as well as pay for the application fee of $70. In terms of transcripts, you do not need to upload anything into the system, but you do need to request transcripts from all institutions attended and have that mailed or emailed official documents to the university for processing. And of course, if for those of you who are emailing official transcripts, the email address is admissions@csudh.edu. After an application has been successfully submitted, you will receive notifications from the Office of Admissions and Records about instructions for accessing your applicant portal and how to track your application status within the system. And as a department, we will eventually be notified of your application submission, and we'll try to help you as well if there's any issues or questions about the application process. So in terms of contact, you can look at our program website to see our information, as well as email us at bizgrad@csudh.edu, or you can contact us at 310-243-3646. And so we are ready with our Q&A panel to answer any of your questions that you may have at this time. Okay, so I have a question here about foreign degrees. So for those of you who have foreign bachelor's degree in business, but it is with an accounting concentration or accounting theme, that is an acceptable degree for us in terms of meeting the accounting requirement for the MS accounting degree. I don't know all of the European systems, and so there is some there's always some certain questions about number of years of study and how that is equivalent to the US version. So we do have an international admissions office, and they will help talk with you in terms of when you submit your application and your transcripts. Usually there's some type of translation documentation that is submitted. And as long as it's deemed US equivalent, you are eligible to meet the MS accounting degree. Another question I see is, if for those of you who are from CSUDH looking to apply to the MS accounting here, and you're wondering about your transcripts requirements, as an alumni, we already have your transcript records, and so you do not need to submit official transcripts back to us. We will be able to review your academic record as you had left it at Dominguez Hills. Now, if you went on to something else and or took classes somewhere else, we will need those transcripts after your attendance here at Dominguez Hills. But if you are currently an undergraduate student and you're graduating this semester, then no, we don't really need any other transcripts from you. I see another question that says, can I take more than 2 classes each semester? And so as we mentioned before, there's only 10 classes in the program. And unlike the undergraduate curriculum where, there's several hundreds or maybe even 1,000 students, so there are opportunities to take multiple classes. Since we do it as a cohort style, and cohort style means all students kind of come in at the same time, take the same classes at the same time, we really don't have an ability to add on extra classes. And so it is intentional that it is a part-time program with 2 courses per semester, because everyone will be taking the same 2 courses together. So in theory, if you started in the fall semester, for example, and there's like 25 or 30 of you, all 25 or 30 of you will complete the program at the same time at the end of the 20 months. And so you will see the same classmates throughout your entire time here in the program. It's also intentional in the sense that you'll be able to network and get to know your classmates better. And so we want you to have that bonding and develop those professional networking so that you can kind of take that with you when you leave and finish the program. Another question I see here is, if you get a C, can you repeat the class? Well, yes, but there won't be a need for that. So to kind of further explain, as long as you get a grade of C or higher, the courses will count. If you earn a grade of C minus or less, then it's considered a fail. And so you would need to take the class because you technically didn't pass the course. Some students who are familiar with the repeat and cancel policy at the undergrad level, that is only for undergraduate courses. We do not have a repeat and cancel at the graduate level. So you took the course twice, both grades will count. And you're paying twice for the same class. So I wouldn't recommend taking it again, just because. But if you needed to drop out of the course, and take a pause from the program, that's fine. And we can kind of talk about that on an individual basis in terms of why you need to repeat the course. And then I have a question about who's in charge for the Accounting Society on campus for undergraduate students. Magda, do you know who the current advisor is?
Yes, Betty, actually, I'm serving as one of the moderators of the Accounting Society, along with another professor, Professor Gloria. And so we work together, we set up our events. For example, the most recent event we had for the Accounting Society was Meet the Firms. That was in November. It was a very successful event. We had 3 of the big 4 firms stop by and more than 150 attendees. So it's a student-run organization, but there are always 1 or 2 faculty members serving, and I'm lucky enough to serve as one of those.
And I also want to add, our internship coordinator, Ms. Tanya Cook, she also is involved. Yeah.
Yes, she helps us if we have any questions regarding how companies can register to hire interns on Handshake. Definitely, we work very closely with Ms. Tanya Cook.
Yeah, so we didn't really talk about this a little bit ago, but we do have an internship coordinator dedicated within the College of Business Administration Public Policy, and her entire focus is just for those students who want internships. That's her role, is to help students get internships, and she advertises often what internships are available, and if they're of an accounting nature, she will send those types of internship opportunities directly to the accounting students, both at the undergrad and graduate level. I think we have
a lot of demand. So we're getting a lot of employers asking, even from the county, from the LA County, and from nonprofits, asking for about accountants. So it's really been a good and a busy time.
And then let's see here. I think we have one more question. Are you able to take other courses at community college alongside the master's and have it applied to your unit count for the master's program? So the community college courses are considered basically undergraduate courses. They're not considered equivalent. And so if you had wanted to take and transfer units in, essentially, you would need to take it at a graduate program, normally at a university, either CSU, the UCs, private universities, but they have to be at the graduate level. There is a distinct difference between undergraduate degree courses and graduate courses, and so they have to be like for like, if that makes sense. So if you're wanting to take other MS accounting classes from another program and also apply it towards this program, that is possible. We would have to have that conversation on an individual basis. It is not just a carte blanche, go ahead and do it. But if you have the approval, then you can transfer that credit in. I hope that answers everyone's questions today. I would like to encourage everyone if you are interested in starting the MS Accounting program, please go ahead and access our application portal at www.calstate.edu/apply. And of course, if you have any questions about the application process, feel free to email us at bizgrad@csudh.edu. So thank you everyone for attending today's webinar.